Welcome to Rome. We just landed here a little while ago and just took a train, and now we are at the Pantheon. The Pantheon is over 2,000 years old and it's still operated today because it's been operating as a church, so they've been able to preserve the building, and it's absolutely unreal to be here right now. It's definitely one of the must-see sites in Rome. As you can see, there's a ton of tourists around here. That's because it's just such a magnificent place to be, so it's kind of have to put up with all the craziness of this area, but it's one of the first stops that we've made here and it was completely worth it. So we're going to continue to explore this area and check out more of Rome. So we just finished touring the Pantheon, and you might most famously know the Pantheon for having a big opening in the center of the structure, and that's actually where all the natural light comes in. That was really amazing to see that, to see the sunlight actually coming through the top of the building and lighting up the entire inside of it. But we were thinking to ourselves what happens when it rains, and we actually learned that it was designed in a way so that the rain actually comes into the center of it and drains out so that the whole building doesn't flood. So that was really interesting to see. One of the other cool things that we saw in there was Raphael's tomb up close. It was really, really fascinating. I think this is one of the oldest and most historic things that we've ever seen in our lives. And it really remains untouched for the most part. So it was a really cool place. We can't recommend it more. It was awesome. dinner at the #1 sushi spot in Rome, OiSUSH. We are kind of sushi fanatics back at home, so we are really craving some sushi here in Rome after a little too much pasta in our Italian trip here so far. It was amazing. They had some really good options. They were super allergy friendly. They had a whole commitment to allergies on the front page, which I love to see. They had some vegan and vegetarian options as well. But all the rolls were just really, really good. Lots of good flavors. They had some interesting ingredients like mango chutney and pistachio nuts and hazelnuts and basil. So it was really cool. We had a great time. If you love sushi too like us, definitely swing by here next time you're in Rome. Well, today is our last day here in Rome, and unfortunately it's the last day of our whole trip here in Italy. We've had such a great time, so we're just taking a last kind of stroll around the neighborhood before our train leaves in about an hour. And our trip has just been really great. We've definitely seen a lot of the major highlights like the Colosseum and the Vatican, and if you catch our other videos, we've also been over to Capri and the Amalfi Coast. But we've also really enjoyed kind of getting off the beaten path and seeing some of the side streets, especially here in Rome. Even if you just go a couple blocks off of the main street, you'll find some really cute shops, some really good restaurants. Coming into Italy, we kind of thought that it'd be hard to get away from pasta, but we've definitely had our fair share of pasta, but we've also tried some other good foods. Found lots of good gluten-free options, vegan options, lots of non-pasta dishes. So we've definitely ate our way through Rome and Italy. And the people have just been so welcoming here. We definitely, learned a little bit of Italian along the way. But for the most part, people understand and speak English here. And most of the menus we found also have English translations, so that's been really easy to be able to find some good food that we understand what it is. And yeah, it's just been a wonderful trip. I couldn't have thought of a better way to spend the past 10 days, and hope you've enjoyed following us along in our travels too.